In this video, we're going to talk about a really important topic, and it's how to find a seed keyword. Few things before we get started. You're going to see a lot of spreadsheets like this one. We're constantly tweaking them, so if yours looks a little bit different, I wouldn't get too stressed about it. And I'm going to show you how we use a certain keyword research tool. The goal here isn't to master these tools and spreadsheets. Rather, it's to understand the concept of seed keywords, and this is the best way we can think to explain it to you. Generally speaking, a seed keyword is the keyword where most of your earnings are going to come from. So in this particular example, it's gun safe, or more specifically, we're building our site around, or rather this silo, something I'll go into in a minute, around the phrase best gun safe. Okay, so you had to forgive my Photoshop skills here, but I really think this example I drew up will help you gain a strong understanding of what's going on visually. So let's say, for argument's sake, I'm making a self-defense website. On the left I have keywords I totally made up, and on the right I have keywords we actually researched and they're the real deal. So the idea is that our seed keyword is located within a silo or a section of our website. So in this case I have a bunch of articles related to knives you might use for self-defense, and on the right I have a gun safe example, where I have a bunch of articles within a silo or a section of my website that are related to my seed keyword. The seed keyword will be located basically at the top of your hierarchy, and the idea is that it's kind of like the big earner for that particular silo. So if we go through quickly, on the left hand side I have knives. That might be my main article in the silo, and this might link to, and within that silo I'll have another article about kung fu knives. Within that silo I'll have another article about the best self-defense knives, and for a real example we have best gun safe, which is the highest earner in this particular situation. And within the silo I have an article about best small gun safe, and yet another article about best bedside gun safe. So I think that should help you. Basically, a seed keyword is just your most valuable keyword that you build content around. Okay, now that you have a visual of what's going on, let's get a bit deeper. So the goal is that each silo will earn about $1,000 per month. Our seed keyword, all this stuff here basically, will earn $500 a month. In this case we have a really good example. The best gun safe earns well over $500, around $760, and all the stuff under here is basically us organizing how we're going to build out our silo. The related less valuable keywords, but when you combine this entire silo it's worth just over $1,000. Now that you understand the monetization around it, let's talk about monetization intent, which is a fairly simple concept, it basically means that any keyword you choose ideally will have some sort of outlet to spend money. So let's look at a bad one. So how to tie a tie. What comes up in Google? You'll notice at the top there's not a single advertisement. That's bad. And they just have a bunch of articles and YouTube videos and pictures on just how to accomplish a task, as opposed to how to eventually spend money. So someone Googling for this might not actually want to buy a tie, rather they're going to a wedding and just don't know how to tie a tie. Whereas if you look at something like Pure Lending, there's obviously, we have an ad right here. There's obviously a lot of money being spent around this topic. So another important thing is that you want to make sure your seed keyword has a lot of diversity. Basically a lot of related keywords. So I added hiking boots as my seed keyword, and it's just astounding how many phrases are related to it. Whereas if I do something like electric fireplaces, let's see what pops up. I'm gonna pause it. Okay, so I let it run, and when you look through the list, you'll see that a lot of these keywords just aren't related to electric fireplaces. Some of them are, and some of them aren't, which is bad. You want a lot of strongly related topics and group them together. Whereas with hiking boots, it seems like your options are unlimited. It just goes on and on and on, which is what you want. So to review, whenever you pick a seed keyword, you want to make sure earn enough from it. The monetization intent is there. Basically, people are actually buying stuff within this potential market. And finally, which might confuse a lot of you, is that you want to make sure there's a lot of diversity. Basically, is this keyword big enough for me to build a silo around? Are there a lot of different keyword combinations related to this specific keyword? And remember, you're not going to figure this out in 5 seconds. This is going to take a lot of effort, so expect to struggle a little bit.